Let us solve one example from practice set 3.4, problem number 2, given on page number 73. Okay, before I solve this example, I would suggest that all important properties which we have studied are given to you in the collective form on page number 72. So you all have to learn all these properties, because if you don't learn, how will you apply? So all the properties are given to you on page number 72. Okay, learn all of them. We are going to use these properties to solve the example. Now the problem which I have written on the board is actually a very simple example. Then why did I take? That will tell you how to use the information and how to write the correct answers. Okay. In mathematics, as you all know, you have different channels to reach to the answer. So one I have used. If there is another one, I'll tell you the second one also. Now it is given that this quadrilateral is a cyclic quadrilateral. PQ and QR are the congruent sides. Measure of this angle is 110 degrees, and these four things have been asked. Let us take one by one. Angle PQR, this angle. Now we know that quadrilateral PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral, therefore opposite angles are supplementary. So if this is 110 degree angle, this has to be 70 degree angle. Okay, so we have written it properly. Quadrilateral is cyclic, therefore opposite angles are supplementary by cyclic quadrilateral theorem. But measure of angle PSR is 110, this is given. So put here, you will get 110 plus angle PQR is equal to 180 degrees, PQR is equal to 70 degrees. So this angle came out to be 70 degrees. So we have calculated the first answer. Now measure of arc PQR. PQR is this arc. We know that this is the intercepted arc and this is the inscribed angle. What is the relation between inscribed angle and intercepted arc? Measure of the inscribed angle is half the measure of the intercepted arc by inscribed angle theorem. So if you write the measure of angle PSR 110 degrees and cross multiply, you will get measure of arc PQR is equal to 220 degrees. So measure of this arc is 220 degrees. So this also we have calculated. So we have used in the first problem, sub question, cyclic quadrilateral theorem. In the second, inscribed angle theorem. Let us see what can we do in the third one. Measure of arc QR. We want to find out measure of arc QR, this arc. This is what we want to find out. Now it can be calculated in two different ways. By using isosceles triangle theorem, by using the properties of circle. I am using the properties of circle. If these two chords are congruent, then the corresponding arcs are congruent. I have written chords congruent, therefore arcs congruent. This is a theorem. Now which theorem? Therefore I always prefer giving the names to the theorem so that you get exact reasoning. Okay. So these two arcs are congruent. Now measure of full arc is equal to 220 degrees. We have already calculated. I have written. Now that this arc can be splitted into two parts. Okay. Arc PQ plus arc QR. So we have written PQ plus QR is equal to 220 degrees. But both the arcs have same measures. Both the arcs are congruent. So congruent arcs will have same measure. So arc PQ can be replaced by arc QR. ये आर्क और ये आर्क कॉन्ग्रुएंट है, पूरा 220 डिग्री का है, तो ऑब्वियसली आधा आधा करेंगे तो ऊपर में 110 आएगा, नीचे में भी 110 आएगा. But we have to write this methodically. Okay, so we are doing it. Okay, PQ is equal to QR, but measure of, so sorry, this is QR and this is QR, so twice QR is equal to 220 degrees. ये 2 से divide करेंगे तो 110 degrees आ गया. Okay, so measure of this arc is equal to 220 degrees. I'm sorry, 110 degrees. तो ये 110 है तो ये भी क्या आएगा? 110 आएगा, because both the arcs are congruent. So I have written that using this statement number 3. Okay. Now the third question is also answered. Now let us answer the fourth one. PRQ. ये angle निकालना है. But this is the inscribed